Hi, and welcome to Midwest Sports Weekly. I'm your host, Kim Baker. This week we are in Minneapolis for the 2012 Minnesota Vikings draft party. As you can hear, a lot of excitement behind us. They just selected Matt Cleo, offensive tackle, here in the first round. When you come back, we'll have the sights and sounds of the 2012 Vikings draft party. Welcome to Midwest Sports Weekly, presented to you by Shields. Feed your passion at shields.com.
Getting up early in training is what I like to do. Lots of running, lots of lifting. What makes me a competitive person is winning. Two of my greatest accomplishments are being a Division I athlete and winning the Big Ten championship. I'm Nicole Vanderpelt, and one of the athletic clothing experts at Shields.
Well, you and me, we had a lot of dreams. Now you left with all the bills. I guess I just didn't get it. I need consumer credit to help me take care of all of my bills. If your credit's safe, you gotta stay afloat. You gotta call the lifeboat, call time goes. There's help and now you can get it. You need consumer credit to help you take care of all of your bills.
Welcome back. We found two that actually have their game face on. Lindsay, talk about what it's like coming to the draft party.
It's a lot of fun to have it at the Metrodome and get to be down on the field. I enjoy it far more than I did at Winter Park. It's good to be a part of the excitement.
And you, I mean, you got the tent on and the horns. It's just awesome.
It's just fun to do, and come and hang out with my friends like Carl and my VWO brothers. Here comes another one for VIP, and it's just a chance to see like-minded people with the same passion as me.
And talk about like-minded people. You're looking at a new stadium. There's been a lot of talk about that. Is that something that's actually a part of your thoughts, or you support the Vikings regardless?
Absolutely. It's not just a part of our thoughts. It's something we've been extremely active and involved in. I have been sending the emails and making the phone calls. A lot of my Vikings friends and family have been down on the Capitol steps repeatedly, meeting with the legislators and trying to get this done. We want it done. And I think that's the thoughts of 80% of the Minnesotans, that they want this actually to be done.
Yeah, 13 of us went down there Carl wasn't all the way dressed up, but we went there pretty much dressed up. I was in full gear since 9:30 this morning. We got down there about 10:30. And we just kind of walked and went to Dayton's office. He wasn't there, but we got to take pictures in there, and a couple guys got to do interviews with TPT and talk about the importance and the money that comes into the state out of the state. Like Sid himself has spent $300,000 in the last 27 years. You're going to lose all that, and that's just one guy. I come to Minneapolis probably 50 times a year, and it's only because of the Minnesota Vikings. If it wasn't for the Vikings, 2 or 3 times. A couple Twins, couple Timberwolves games. But without the Vikings, boy, I don't want to think about that.
I know, but they're going to keep it here. There's no doubt about it, and they're going to get this project. Well, we love your game face, and keep up the support of the Vikings, because it's something that we want to keep in Minnesota for another 50 to 100 years. Dan, first year, have the draft party here at the Mall of America Field and, of course, the Metrodome, but what a crowd.
Oh, it's been wonderful. I think we're expecting between 5,000 and 6,000 people. First time we've ever done it here, and this is really an opportunity for us to get as many fans as possible in. All of our season ticket owners had free tickets to get a chance to get autographs from some of our current and former players. A lot of fun activities for the kids, and just a great gathering place for Vikings fans of all types to come and watch the draft tonight.
You know, I've been around talking to a lot of fans and this type of thing. They've got their game faces on. It's pretty serious stuff.
Yeah, well, I think they're ready for Vikings football. And this is kind of, the combine's one thing, but this really is kind of the kickoff to the new league year. So it gives a chance for the fans to come out, the camaraderie, the friends and family, and kind of get ready for football. So it's been a great event so far.
And of course the topic of conversation over the past several months and even years is the new stadium. But these fans are out here. They are dedicated fans from all over Minnesota and the upper Midwest. But they want a new stadium, and they're here to support and do anything it takes to get this done.
Right. No, absolutely. Our fans have been outstanding from really a grassroots level of contacting their legislators and talking about how badly they want it for the Vikings, but not only for themselves, because a new stadium brings so many different amenities for the fan experience. And that's what's great about NFL football, about Vikings football is just it's a day-long event, and
a weekend-long event.
And those fans deserve some of those nicer amenities that a new building brings.
Well, we've talked to several of the young kids, and they idolize the players. And that's one thing the Vikings have been so special about is their off-field events that they attend and the charities that they support. Talk about how meaningful that is.
Well, it's very meaningful, and I know the Will family, our ownership, takes it very, very seriously. And the last couple of years, we've had every single player has committed some time on their Tuesdays, which is typically their day off, to go out and do something in the community. And that's everything. We've built some playgrounds. I know that you've been up and visited for that before, but we take it very seriously. And it's our opportunity, the Vikings players' opportunity and staff, to give back and show some love and support like they show us.
Dana, I know you got a lot going on here at the 2012 draft party, and we appreciate your time, and we'll see you along the way.
That sounds good. Thanks for coming, Kim.
All right. Thank you. We'll have more on the 2012 Vikings draft party.
Shoes back to school.
For generations, our family has made it a priority to teach the next generation about personal finance. And with every generation comes new challenges the last generation couldn't even dream of. Since 1987, Consumer Credit of America has helped over 100,000 people get out of debt and use credit cards wisely. You have a choice on who helps you with your debt problems. Go with a company that's family owned and operated and will truly help you get out of debt. Got financial problems? Call Consumer Credit of America.
Welcome back. Again, we're here at the Mall of America Field with 2012 Vikings draft party, and it's just been a huge event. Over 8,000 people. Not exactly sure at this point. It's still early in the night. Of course, the Vikings have chosen Matt Khalil, offensive tackle from USC, as their number one draft choice. Even moving down and getting 3 additional picks later on in the season. But we're here to show you some of the sights and sounds and get some insight from some of the fans as well as from the administration of the Minnesota Vikings talking about the new stadium possibilities. First time holding the draft party here. What about this? There's probably 7,000 people with their game face on it. It's incredible.
Yeah, amazing crowd. It's wonderful. Just kind of a reminder of how important the team are. I actually testified in the Senate Finance Committee yesterday and said tomorrow night we have 7,000 people coming to the Metrodome to watch us pick a player and not even to play football. And we have 5+ million people in Minnesota. 3 million plus follow this team every Sunday. 7,500 or whatever the number is are here at the draft party. So it's just kind of mind-boggling, but it's just a tremendous outpouring. Has actually helped us get the stadium deal in position.
Speaking of that, you and Jeff have worked tireless hours, as well as the ownership and administration with the Vikings. Talk about how gratifying it is to get to the point where we can honestly say we're going to build this thing soon.
Yeah, no, it's in position. As I said, it's on the verge, but it's a lot of hard work and a lot of energy to get this thing to the top of the hill. We still got a little ways to go, but it's been a team effort. You said from Jeff Anderson and the Wilfs and the bill authors and the governor, and I mean it's a total team effort. We got people helping us at the Capitol, legislators, folks that we hired a lobby, and we have a great team at the Capitol, and so because this is a complicated maze we're working our way through. but it's also such a special organization and fan following that it has to get done.
In talking to so many of the fans out here, Lester, they talk about how this Vikings organization is really special, what they do on the field, but what they do off the field is very meaningful in giving back to the communities here. That's tremendous what the Wolves have started, been a part of, and their players are very much a part of that.
Yeah, no, it's a great, we remind people at the Capitol that, the connection to the community that we have. It's, a tremendous quality of life and a great fan following on game day, but it's an organization that gives back to the community, that has a lot of impact on kids and families throughout the upper Midwest. So, that's part of what's great about being involved in the NFL or working in the NFL, is that we get to work on and give back and do these projects that really make a difference in communities. So it's part of what makes us special. Meaning in this market, to have an NFL team, because you get a lot of benefit from being on the national stage, but also having tremendous players like Christian Ponder and Adrian Peterson and Percy Harvin that do so much, Jared Allen, do so much in the community with kids, with veterans, with all kinds of organizations.
Sam, what a festive night here on the 2012 draft party for the Vikings. Couldn't be any more excitement here.
Well, we're here sitting in the goal. This is actually the end zone at Mall of America Field in downtown Minneapolis, and it feels good.
It does feel good. I know you do a lot of work, and your membership does, about the new stadium, talking about it, and advocates of it, and this type of thing. It's obvious that the fans are really interested and want this new stadium, as well as the Vikings ownership.
You just don't want the National Football League to leave your state, your city, or a neighboring state where you can enjoy the benefits of the National Football League. It's an institution, it's an American institution, and one that we've been privileged to enjoy here in the upper Midwest, specifically Minnesota, for a good 50 years. And, politics is politics, but at the end of the day, our quality of life and our entertainment, what we do on the weekends, we need our Vikings here in Minnesota. We need our Minnesota legislature and the leadership to really get focused on this after the state's business has been concluded. And I'm hoping that Speaker Zellers will keep this shop open until they work out a deal for the people. Call from out state. Let them know we're Iowans for the Vikings. We want the National Football League close enough to get in our car and get out and go out and enjoy.
Talk about everybody's got their game face on here. There's probably 6 or 7 plus thousand people. You'd think it was game day here.
Well, it's a real unique opportunity for us here on draft day. We drafted down. We got some more picks in the first 5 rounds. We're in a rebuilding stage of our history here as the Vikings. So this will give us an opportunity to really fill out our offensive line, strengthen our defense, and do some of the things we need to do to remain competitive here in the National Football League.
Go Vikings.
Skol Vikings.
Skol Vikings.
I grew up on a river. As long as I can remember, I've been fishing trout, walleye, bass, muskie, northern.
I fish because I love to be outside. I love to be on the water. I love everything about it. It never gets old. The days that I don't fish, I want to be fishing. And the days that I'm fishing, I never want to leave the water. The most rewarding thing about helping a customer is when they come back and tell you that they were successful. I'm Pat Schlapper, and I'm one of the fishing experts at Shields.
So, Richie Lee, buddy, making quite a name for yourself. Making lots of money? Oh boy. But Richie, every day people fall into bad credit card debt, pretending to be someone they're not and charging too much. Live within their means? That'll be the day. So rave on, Richie, and stay out of bad credit card debt. Okay, buddy? I'm so glad we had this little talk.
It's so easy to get free financial counseling at Consumer Credit of Des Moines.
Welcome back. I'm here with Harrison, one of the just a tremendous Vikings fan. But Harrison, talk about how fun it is to be here at the draft party.
It's a blast.
Who's your favorite player?
Christian Ponder.
What do you think about all the everybody's got their game faces on their Vikings gear? That's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yes, very cool.
What are you going to tell your friends at school tomorrow?
I don't know. I'm just gonna kind of brag about it.
What do you think about their draft pick? Was that a pretty good draft pick?
Yeah, it's a good draft pick.
All right, Harrison. Well, thank you, and thanks for being here. A lot of fun. We got more to show you here on the Vikings draft party for 2012 here at Verdome. Laura, talk about becoming a Vikings cheerleader. It had to be so exciting to you.
It's very exciting. This is my 4th season, and I'm very excited. We just finished tryouts for this year. So it's a process. It's something that I worked really hard for a really long time to get here, and we go through rigorous tryouts, a lot of dancing, a lot of working out, and it's so gratifying to be able to be here, especially now we're here on 2012 draft day, so we're really excited.
That is exciting. A huge crowd here, probably 3,000 to 4,000 right now, expected 6,000 to 8,000. That's a great number of people coming out for this draft.
Yes, we're actually usually at Winter Park, and so they moved it to the Mall of America field this year, and it's huge. There's a ton of people, so I think it'll be really fun. I'm really excited to see who we pick.
Talk about not only your cheerleading, but the community service, the charity events that you do throughout the year is probably 90% of what your responsibilities include.
Yes. I mean, we really only have 10 home games throughout the year, but we are working in the community the entire year. So we do about 500 appearances as a team a year. I did over 100 myself last year. So we do charity events and we just kind of have a variety that we're around in schools and at walks and benefits, and we love doing it, and it really means a lot to be able to see the people and the lives that we're able to touch and to be around. It's so amazing.
What's it like to see one of these little girls come up to you and want your autograph or want to have your picture taken with them? What's that like?
It's fun, because I was that girl one time, and I grew up. My family has season tickets. I went to the games with my dad. I saw the cheerleaders, and so I was that girl, and so I get it. And it is so fun just to be able to get down on their level and, say hi to them and let them play with our pom-poms or whatever. So it's so great, and it's, to be able to be a role model in the community, it really means a lot, and you have to take that seriously.
And that's what it is. You are a role model for a lot of young people and older people as well, but that has to be very gratifying to you to be that role model.
Absolutely. Like I said, I've been on the other side of that, and so I know how much it means to those little girls. And, we have a great junior cheerleader program as well, and we love spending a few days with them and performing with them. So really throughout the community, I meet so many wonderful people doing appearances.
Well, there's been a lot of talk, not a lot of activity on the potential new stadium, but this is something that is not really important to still going out and doing what you do in a community, because that's so important to you.
Absolutely. We would love a new stadium, and we are going to support the Vikings no matter what. However, we keep doing everything day to day. We're still out at appearances. We're still in the community. And really, we're gonna keep on going regardless of what's going on with the stadium. But we would love one, but we keep doing our thing.
Laura, I appreciate your time, and congratulations. It's always good to see you.
Thank you so much. You too. Good to see you again.
Thank you. We'll have more on the Vikings draft party. Alan Paul, what a great event to have here in the Mall of America field.
Yeah, it's the first one that I've done here, that we've had here, and the big difference from the field house in Eden Prairie is just how spacious it is. And, you can't really tell how many people you have here, but in advance of the draft, it's, clearly pretty bountiful, and you got a nice crowd, and everybody's having fun, and hopefully we get lucky tonight.
Talk about being the voice of the Vikings and what it means to talk about all these wonderful athletes that come here. Not only are they great on the field, but this organization is great off the field as well and does a lot of things in the community.
Yeah, Brad Madsen and his group have been spectacular in the community. And, like a lot of sports entities, I mean, we've run into some problems over the years. But ever since Brad Childress came in here, then Rick Spielman, and now Leslie Frazier, they've really had a good culture of, getting the kind of guy they want. Now, it's not going to be perfect, and you got to kind of balance with what's bad and what's good. But overall, it's a great locker room. I feel very privileged and blessed to be able to work in a field like this and with people like this, and the high level of competitiveness on Sundays, 90 minutes before a game, and then you walk up to the game and then you play here. It's a lot of fun, and we'll be a lot better next year than we were last year.
Talk about Coach Frazier. What type of individual that he really is. He's just sincere from his heart, and a great coach too.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the nicer and more honest-going people that I've met in my 13 years working next to sports, or 11 years with the Vikings. He's a very upfront, honest person. He doesn't swear. He's direct, but he doesn't go over the top when he yells and admonishes people. But Leslie, in his first year as a head coach, I think would tell you that he needs to improve this year, just like a lot of players need to improve this year. Now, Leslie last year, like Christian Ponder and some other players, didn't have the benefit of the off-season workouts. We had that lockout, and it kind of cost part of free agency, and it was a really, really tough chore to be a first-year coach under those circumstances. So now, with free agency, the draft, and the mini camps beginning in a week and a walk-up to training camp, it's really no excuses from here. He and we should be better.
Paul, it's always great to follow you on the Vikings, and certainly appreciate you spending some time with us.
Thank you. You're very nice.
Paul Allen, voice of the Minnesota Vikings. Greg, talk about the excitement that's here at the Mall America Field tonight. First time as the draft party's been held here, but 2012, this is the thing to do.
It's been amazing. We've always had great draft parties out at Winter Park, but this first time at the Dome, it is filled with excitement. It's filled with buzz. I mean, you got to feel the fans. A lot of them, the first time ever being on the field, can really touch, feel, kind of smell what the players go through. So they're excited. They're pumped. They're geeked. As you well know by now, even before the first round, the Vikings have traded their pick down, so the fans are real excited about that. Just got another tweet that NFL is reporting that they could trade down again and get more picks. We need players. So I'm okay so far.
Adrian was just on the K-Fan just a minute ago, and he talked about how he wanted to be here to complete his career. He wanted a new place for the fan experience, and how important is that for the fans to experience something unique in the NFL right here in Minneapolis?
I think it's very important. And Adrian is a young man. Got a chance to talk with him after he was on the broadcast. Number one, asked how was he doing spiritually. He said, I know I got to continue to give God my time. I'm ahead of schedule in terms of rehab. He's in a great place. His father's getting married tomorrow. So he's flying this weekend, flying out to Vegas. So he is in a very, very good place. He's going to head back to Texas to continue his rehab, but he looks great. His spirit is really in a good place, so that bodes well for us. Being ahead of schedule on a debilitating injury like he had, I think it puts us in a very good spot.
Coach Leslie Frazier, a very strong man of his faith, as well as family, and then just a tremendous individual and head coach. This is his second year as full-time head coach of the Minnesota Vikings. And his learning curve, I'm sure, is adjusted as well. And one of his real deep friends is Tony Dungy, who had that same learning curve in his transformations. Talk about what that has meant for Leslie to have this full year to get to know his players and the team and the system.
Just like what it's going to mean to Christian Ponder as a player to have a full offseason with your coaches, with your staff, with everything that goes along with playing football, training camp, a full training camp, OTAs, all of those things. Tony Dungy, Tony was up for luncheon maybe a month ago, and to see the exchange between those two men was incredible. You know the legacy of their relationship, but to get a chance to see them interact year after year after year, it's extremely special. So I think Leslie has learned a lot, and you'll see some results of that.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed this special inside look at the 2012 Vikings draft party. For more information and pictures, go to our website. That's MidwestSportsWeekly.com. For Joel Whistler, I'm Kim Baker. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Midwest Sports Weekly, presented to you by Shields. Feed your passion at Shields.com.